Hey there, Saints. Pastor Dave here with another weekly devotional for you this Wednesday. As we've finished up this season of Easter and Pentecost and Trinity Sunday, and we're back into what the church calendar calls ordinary time, I'm going to shift gears and get back to doing a devotional like I had been doing before. And this one's called The 1 Year Daily Grind by Sarah Arthur. I want to share today a devotional about words, the power of words. We humans are made in the image of God, which means we are created to create things, just as our Creator does. We're made to play. Many of us have some kind of hobby or creative medium, such as playing guitar or dancing or oil painting. My hobby also happens to be my vocation, creative writing. Unlike many hobbies which are expensive, the great thing about creative writing is that words are cheap. If you can speak, read, and write, then you can do this hobby anywhere, anytime, without having to purchase, say, 250 pounds of words, the way my friend Catherine, a potter, has to purchase 250 pounds of clay. Words are cheap, which is why it's so easy to treat them casually. It's easy to write emails and text messages to each other without really paying attention to the words we're using. But we must never forget that words also have power. In ancient times, to know the name of something was to have power over it, which is why Adam could name the animals in Genesis 2, but Jacob was not told the name of the angel who wrestled with him in Genesis 32. One of the ways we might try to have power over things is by labeling them with adjectives: poor, rich, smart, slow, geeky, hot, black, white, including the word Christian. For some reason, we think if we can discern whether or not something is Christian, then we've got it figured out, like we know whether or not it's safe. This is true for things like Christian music and Christian clothing and, yes, even Christian books. But take it from a word geek. The word Christian is not an adjective. It's a noun. So inanimate objects aren't Christian. We are. Now, how does that change the way you might use this word? Well, Saints, when I read that, I immediately thought of myself in high school, in youth group, and my love for Christian music, and how I listened to Christian bands and artists to the exclusion, really, of anything else. I almost thought of myself as superior to my friends and peers who were listening to all that sacred, or that secular garbage music, while I was listening to good Christian bands like DC Talk and Jars of Clay and Mercy Me. You know, I think for one thing, those are good bands, and then the stuff that they created is good, and if you are into that kind of music, that genre, that brand today, you know, I still am, there's nothing wrong with that. But I think what Sarah points out is that there is something wrong with kind of allowing the label to do all the thinking for us. Allowing the label of Christian university or Christian music or Christian art or Christian movie studio or Christian news station, allowing that label Christian to do our thinking for us and to say, well, you know, because it's got that label, it must be something that is God-ordained and God-inspired and something that is worth my hearing and taking seriously. Because that's not always the case. Nor is it always the case that just because something doesn't have that label, that it is worthless, garbage, something that must be rejected. I think it's an important reminder that Christian, as she says, is not meant to be an adjective. That the things that we buy or listen to or consume are not in and of themselves more or less godly. We are Christians based on our relationship with God, based on our adherence to the life pattern of Jesus. I mean, that's literally what Christian means, little Christ, an imitator of Christ. And so that's something that is incumbent upon us to do and to be and, to think about and to learn. Saints, I wonder how that might help us to think more deeply and to consider more closely how we follow Christ. Don't let a label or a word make your decisions for you. That's your devotional this week. I hope it's helpful and worth thinking about. I hope you are doing well and staying healthy. I'm praying for you, saints. Please keep praying for me, and I'll see you again soon. Take care. Bye-bye.